Hey everyone, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my Stamina Warden build for Update 39. I was about to say a chapter name, but I don't think there is a chapter name for this. It's just Update 39, right? Anyways, this is my up-to-date Stam Warden build. It's a little similar to my last Stam Warden build that I built a few months ago, but I kind of want to just update it and refresh you guys just so that we're just up to date just at the end of August here into early September. So I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at our character sheet. I don't even know where that is on this character. I apologize. We're going to be an Orc on our Warden. I really like using Orc. It's actually my first time ever using Orc, I think. And I really like the damage that it gave you. And I really like the healing that it goes with it too. I'll get into the Orc passives. Actually, I could probably just do the Orc passives right now. Orc is really cool because it gives you max stam, max health. Also, when you deal damage, you heal for 2,380 health, and that can occur once every 4 seconds. So that's great for your healing sustain. And on top of that, you're going to get an extra weapon and spell damage of 258. And you're also going to get the reduced cost of sprint and the movement speed bonus. So overall, that's really good. And honestly, Orc might be one of my new favorite things. I really like it. I like the way it felt a lot. I definitely felt the sustain difference between that and Imperial, but overall, the damage on that is really nice. Then back to our character sheet, we're going to have 1 point into magic, then 40 points into health, and 23 points into stamina to give us a max magic pool of 15.5k, max health pool of 31.9k, it's basically 32k, then a max stam pool of 20k. Also, our Mundus is going to be the warrior to increase our weapon damage as much as possible. We're also going to be using Jewels of Misrule as our food. It's going to increase our stam and magic recovery by 315. It's going to increase our max health by 3,465. And as always, Vampire Stage 3. It's huge. It's great for your overall tankiness. Definitely always Vampire Stage 3. Onto our gear. We're only going to have one piece of a monster set on here, and that's going to be Balor. So we're going to be using a medium piece in Impen. That way we can get that one piece of weapon and spell damage. And then one of our 5-piece sets is going to be Wave the Fire. It's going to be the heavy reinforced trait for our helmet. And Wave the Fire, they said that they nerfed it, but they did not. It's going to be weapon spell damage, max stam, crit chance, and when you deal damage with a weapon, that also counts as weapon dots. So you use rending, that every 2 seconds on that dot, you're going to be doing 3,095 flame damage, and that is insane for your overall damage. You're just getting so much sustained damage out there and just so much pressure on your enemies. This set alone is, without a doubt, 100% meta, and this entire build is just as meta as could possibly be. And at this point, I don't care. I'll build meta sets. I'll have off meta stuff. I'll have meta stuff. This is a certainly meta build. And then moving on, our chest piece is going to be a heavy Wave of the Fire in reinforced. Then our legs are also going to be heavy Wave of the Fire in reinforced as well. Our other 5-piece set is going to be Wretched Vitality. We're going to be using our hands in medium divines. Wretched Vitality is going to give us a bunch of recovery. It's going to be your back bar set. It's going to, the 2-piece is going to give you match recovery, the 3-piece stam recovery, the 4-piece weapon and spell damage. Then while in combat, applying a major buff or debuff to yourself or a target is going to give you 260 magic and stam recovery. Same thing with minor debuffs and buffs. It's going to give you 130 magic and stam recovery, which is basically, if you combine them, which a bunch of your abilities are going to combine them, and you can just have this up at all times, it's going to be an extra 400 weapon or 400 magic and stam recovery at all times. Basically, that is huge for your overall sustain. That recovery is insane and amazing, and there's just no set that rivals it as far as sustain. So this is going to be your back bar set. Again, medium divines hands. Our waist piece is going to be a light impen sash, and our feet are going to be medium well fitted. Our jewelry is going to break down like this. Necklace, Wave the Fire, Bloodthirsty, weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. Our other ring is going to be Bloodthirsty, Wave the Fire, weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. And our mythic on this build is going to be Death Dealer's Fate, Bloodthirsty, weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. And Death Dealer, this is basically just going to give you a bunch more health, stam, and magic, and it just makes it so that you're a lot beefier. You're going to have about, I think overall, when you have your minor toughness up, and when you have your Death Dealers up, you have about 38k HP, which is a lot. It's some of the most HP I've ever had on a build, and it's a lot. I like it, though. It's definitely worth using. The damage on this is nice overall, and the Death Dealers is a great way to just pad out your stats. Our front bar weapons are going to be Master's Dual Wield. We're going to be using 2 maces of Master's Perfected Maces. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhone with the Disease enchantment on it. And our offhand is going to be Sharpened with a Poison and Damage enchantment. Then our back bar is going to be Ice Staff of Wretched Vitality in the defending trait with an increased weapon and spell damage. Moving on to our gear, we're going to be using as our front bar spammable, we're going to be using Rending Slashes. This is going to be what's doing damage with your Master's Dual Wield. And also, when you apply this to your enemy, every 2 seconds on this dot, it's going to be proccing away the fire. So that's insane for your overall damage between the Masters and fire. Damage is right there. You don't need any other damage, but you do. Don't worry. So right there, enough damage as it is. Also, we're going to be using Bird of Prey. This is going to be your snare removal on this build. Also, on top of that, just by having it slotted, you're going to have Minor Berserk on your front bar. Also, on top of that, when you activate this, you're going to get Major Expedition, so you're going to increase your movement speed by 30%. And then Growing Swarm. This is why I don't have a shock damage glyph on my main hand. We're going to be putting this nice little dot on our enemies, and this is going to apply minor vulnerability to them, so they're going to increase their damage taken by 5%. So overall, this damage is huge. It's nice extra little bit of sustained damage to put on top of your Rending slash dots. So overall, between the dots of Rending on Master's Fire, then the dot of Growing Swarm as well, you've got a lot of nice. I can't even speak right now. You've got a lot of nice little dot pressure on this, and that's not even counting your actual main burst on this build. So I really like the way this is set up so far, but moving on, we're going to be having Deep Fissure as our main burst on this build. Hitting them with this is going to apply Major and Minor Breach to them, so that's going to reduce their physical and spell resistance by about 9k overall. So that's huge for your overall damage. And overall, this ability hits really hard. So if you combo this right, you're just putting people's health from 100 to 0 real quick. And then Whirling Blades is going to be your execute on this build. So when enemies are at low health, hit this on top of them, and they're just going to be going down like a ton of bricks. And then also we're going to be using Dawnbreaker of Smiting as our ultimate. It's an ultimate that's been used since the beginning of the game. It's a great combo to use with your Shulks, and overall, time them together well, and you will hit so hard. And then back bar, we're going to be using Polar Wind. This is the first time I've really used Polar Wind, I think. And the amount of burst heal on this is really nice. It was a little different not using Arctic Blast and having that CC. But overall, this heal is really nice. And it's also nice to be able to heal your allies as well. And then Bullnetch, this is going to be your source of Major Brutality and Sorcery. So this is going to increase your weapon and spell damage by 20%. And also, it's going to purge a negative effect off you every 5 seconds. So don't sleep on that. That's great for your overall damage mitigation. And then Resolving Vigor, this is going to be your nice little 5-second heal over time. And on top of that, you're also going to get Minor Resolve. So it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. And then Leeching Vines is going to be a nice little 10-second heal over time. And on top of that, you're going to get Minor Lifesteal. So every time you take damage, you are going to be getting healed as well. So it's a great way to just mitigate incoming damage. It's a great heal. And then Ice Fortress, this is going to be your source of Major Resolve. So it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k for 30 seconds. And on top of that, you're going to get Minor Protection. So it's going to reduce your damage taken by 5% for 30 seconds. And a quick little tip for you guys. So for the Wretched Vitality conditions, you need to apply your major buff to apply half of the the Wretched Vitality conditions. You need to apply a minor buff to do the other half of it. And Ice Fortress has both of those. It has Major Resolve and Minor Protection. So right there, you activate Ice Fortress, and while you're in combat, you also have your Wretched Vitality prop. And then I also like Healing Thicket. I used to use Northern Storm, but I felt like I wasn't really using it as much on a Stam Warden. So I felt like this was a really good way to just keep your survivability up, make sure you're in the fight as long as possible. And honestly, using this heal is a great way for you to go offensive as well, because you're basically getting healed right back up. So then you can just go offensive and just do a lot of damage to your enemies. Awesome. And then finally, our champion points, our blue slottables are going to be Focus Men, Master at Arms, Untamed Aggression, and Ironclad. Our red slottables are Sustained by Suffering, Survival Instinct, Kane's Refuge, and Celerity. And our green slottables, really the only things that we really care about. Make sure you have Breakfall in there, then Rationer and Liquid Efficiency. And that's the entire build, guys. I really like this one. I felt like my overall survivability, it was at an all-time high on this build, and I just really like the damage on there too. So I hope that you guys enjoy too. A few last announcements before we end the video and get onto the footage. I have a TikTok that I've been posting on very regularly, so make sure you're following me on that. The link will be in the description. I would really appreciate any and all follows on that. It would be really helpful. And on top of that, we also have our second YouTube channel, which is just my Twitch VODs, which if you guys want to go and subscribe to that one, I would really appreciate that. We're about to hit 400 subscribers on that channel, and once we get that thing to 1,000 subs, we can get it monetized and we can make this full-time content creator a dream, a reality. And I know I say that every single video, but it really does help me out a lot. So if you guys could just take the 2 seconds, click that link in the description, please go sub over to that other YouTube channel. It would really mean a lot to me. Just getting to that and really getting that monetized would really be a difference in my income, and it would really help make this content creator thing just really be awesome. Guys, I think that's about it. Also, if you're not following me on Twitch, I stream 5 days a week, so come on, stop by. That link as well is in. Guys, that's it from me. I've talked so much. I need to rest. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.